For this lesson, open up blending.ai in your working folder. We have touched on, in a couple of lessons, blending options. As a matter of fact, in this chapter, we animated our rocket man by using blend options to make copies of the rocket and then shoot it out into space. Let's revisit and have a little bit more fun with these things. Let me move this guy with my selection tool over here. Hold on the Alt key, Option key on a Mac, Alt in Windows, and drag a copy over here, anywhere around here, doesn't matter. Select them both. Object, Blend, Make. Now that's more copies than I want, but the job of Blend is to take this image and make copies until it gets to here. Let's go back to Object and go into Blend and say Blend Options. 36 is too much. So I'm going to change that to something like maybe, let's try 8. That's better. Click OK. It's on a straight line because that's what it knows, okay? The shortest distance between 2 points, I don't want it on a straight line. So what we're going to do is pick up our pen tool. Let's do our pen tool. I'm going to come here, and I'm going to do that, click and drag. I'm going to come here, click and drag again, just a gentle curve. I don't want it on a straight line. So we select it, actually both. Just kind of cut through it like that. You'll get them both. Object, Blend, Replace Spine. That curved line is the spine. Now we have a reverse, but the image is exactly the same, so it wouldn't make any difference. And we don't have them touching each other, so front to back wouldn't really make any difference either. Just do Replace Spine. There you go. Now the cool thing is we're still working in Blend. Watch this. Pick up your selection tool. Double-click right here on this one. You can only work on this one in this one because these don't exist. They're generated by Adobe Illustrator. If I double-click and then double-click again, we're going into isolation mode. See it up here? Now I want you to keep clicking. See if I can get it. There it goes. Until you see the anchors around it. Now watch what happens, say, if I give it a slight twist. They all begin twisting, but watch what happens when I say make it bigger. That's kind of neat. They all start getting bigger. Why? Because it's supposed to make a copy from this one to this one in 8 steps. It's got to look like this one. Now I could change the colors of it, and it would slowly change the colors as it went along. It's kind of a neat option. Let's do this. Let me undo a couple of times until we get back to that, and let's get rid of this for now. Draw a circle. Nice big old circle. Okay, let me do a default so I can click on the inside. Without a fill, it's kind of hard to select. Let's do the same thing. Select this and this, and come up here to the word Object and Blend, and say Replace Spine. Now the problem is that the distance between them is maintained, and we have a gap because the circle isn't exactly fitting the length of the original line. I suppose we could change that if we wanted to, but I don't want to do that. Here's a trick to remember. If you remember when the flowers went on the line, which was an open path, the first flower began at the beginning of the path and the last flower began at the end of the path. It compensated for the length of the line. Check this out. Let me undo that. Come over here and pick up your scissors. Remember that's under the eraser. And cut this shape anywhere you want to cut it. It doesn't matter. Just give it a cut. That's all you have to do. Now, pick it back up. We now have a beginning and an end. Select both. Go up to the word Object and go down to Blend and tell it to replace that spine. And now they're evenly spaced. If you're trying to achieve a spacing on a closed shape, it won't work unless the shape exactly fits the length of that line. By cutting the circle, the square, whatever it is, you create a beginning and an end. It knows what to do. It finishes the job for you. There you go.